Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video is a sponsored video, so thanks for joining me here. You guys all know about a month ago I bought myself a new compressor. This is the Napa compressor, 300 liters per minute or something like that. Super strong compressor, guys. This is one of the best twin compressors on the market. Napa was selling these guys for about 150. I think I got it for about 120 shipped. I did went ahead and install a pressure switch along with a quick disconnect, as you guys can see right here. And today, this company here sent me a compressor, which is basically the same thing, but it's a little bit different. So let's go ahead and talk about that compressor. I'll showcase that one for you guys, and then we'll go ahead and do a little comparison. But for the most part, it's the same compressor. So this is what the Napa compressor looks like. Take a quick look, and let me show you the other one. So the other one is by this company here. Just because it's a sponsored video, I have to say their name. Tozalazz, I think that's how you pronounce it. Heavy duty air compressor. This is the box that it ships in. Max pressure 150 psi, 12 volt, 90 amp, rated power 1080 watt, 300 liters per minute, 11 CFM at 0 psi. Cylinder diameter 60 millimeter. Air hose is 26 foot, 8 foot core with the clamp that goes into your battery. 3 nozzle, weighs about 16 pounds. Measurement 15 inches by 11 inches by 11.42. Washable battery clamp, nozzle adapter, snap-on fitting, inbuilt deflator, screw-on inflator tip, pressure gauge, and a carry cage. So this is what it looks like. Sponsor. Comes in a little nice carry case. This is the same carry case that the Napa one comes in. This one just has their brand on it. Tozalazz on Amazon. You can get these on Amazon. I think I got, it runs about, as of this time, Thanksgiving 2023, it runs about 185 shipped. Very, very similar. One of the main differences is that there's no plastic covering the cylinder right here. These are silver instead of black, but very similar. Pretty much the same compressor. As far as what I know, their compressor, they have a built-in pressure switch already, so they already went ahead and tapped the intake down here and put a pressure switch. And again, same thing. It's pretty much the same compressor. This it is. Has the battery clamp. We're gonna test it out with what it came with. So I'm gonna do a quick test showing you guys what it came with, and then I'm gonna modify it to my liking. We're gonna go ahead and remove this hose, put a quick disconnect so that I can use it with all my other hoses, the green hoses that I use my full weight inflator and such. But just wanted to showcase this. This is a little about a foot leader that plugs into your hose, and then has your gauges and then your plug. Now keep in mind, guys, these are some very high powerful compressor. These are some very strong compressors that you want to use them. You want to use them with a 4-way inflator because it shoots out so much air that it's very strong when you're just airing up one tire at a time. But for this demonstration, I'm going to show you guys how it works with the way it comes in, and then I'll go ahead and do a quick demo. We'll go ahead and pop this casing out, and there should be a pressure switch in there. If you guys don't know what a pressure switch is, this doesn't have a pressure switch. As soon as you turn it on, it starts shooting air until you turn it off. Now what the pressure switch does is, once you install that pressure switch, once you turn it on, it'll pump the air up to like 90 psi, and then it'll stop. And then as soon as you start using it, it'll turn back on, and then as soon as you like stop airing your tire, it shuts off automatically. And it just works. It works very good. It's one of the best mod. It's one of the must mod you should do if you own this compressor or any compressor like these. Like I said, there's tons of compressors like this. The Napa version. This is just the 4x4 off-road Tozalazz compressor. And again, made in China. They have all their sticker logo on here. Here's the quick disconnect. This is your leader line. This is your main hose. Just pops in just like that, and it locks in, so you can see. But again, these are not your universal lines, so they don't work with your regular line. For example, these are my regular air hose lines, so they won't work together with it. You can see it doesn't work. Oh, it does work. No, it doesn't. Oh, it looks like it does work with it. Huh, interesting. But again, we're gonna modify it because, like I said, this wouldn't work on this side anyway, so I'll show you guys that modification here shortly. One of the nice things about this hose is that at the end of this hose here, you have a piece like this. So you have another connector. So you can screw this directly into your valve stand, or you can screw it to this piece here. And then you can snap that onto your valve stem just like your typical air pump where, you know, you can use that. So we'll go ahead and use this method here and go from there. So let's go ahead and air down one of these tires and air it back up. I do have my extra car battery here, so we're gonna power this compressor using my car battery. For this demonstration, we're gonna be testing out and airing it up on this tire here. This is a 31 by 10.5 R15 15-inch wheel. This isn't a super big tire, but this isn't also a super small tire. 31.5 tire is a pretty nice size. I'm gonna air this tire all the way down, and then we'll see it how it goes all the way back up to like 32 psi. We'll go ahead and set it up to 35 psi just for the record. So we have this one tire right here deflated down already. We're gonna go ahead and air it back up, and again 31 10.5 by 15. This does has a pressure gauge right here. Most of the time some of these pressure gauges they're not fully correct or accurate, so I'll keep my eye on this pressure gauge and see what it goes to. I'm gonna go ahead and time it just for the record, so hopefully you guys can see it. So let me go ahead and turn it on. Once I turn this thing on, it should just start going. So let me go ahead and start it right here. You can see it's going. Right now the gauge says 60 psi, but again that's not accurate because it's still pumping air. We're coming up to 1 minute. So about 30 psi right now. We're about at 32 psi. I'm gonna keep going until we get to 35. So about 2 minutes. So right now we're at 35 psi, more like 36 psi. So that took about 2 minutes. So realistically it's about maybe a minute and 40, a minute and 50 seconds just to get it from 0 to 32 psi. That is freaking amazing with the way it is already. You guys all know in the past, before I started using these air compressor, I was using the small Vire 88P. That takes about 4 to 5 minutes just to do one tire. That's pretty amazing. Now, like I said, this is a great setup, but let's go ahead and make it better. Let's modify this and do a quick disconnect so we can use this with our other hoses, which are much more better and easier to use on the trail. To modify this, we're gonna have to open, there's two plastic casing, there's two bolts in here, 2 screws, Phillips screws, and then there's a Phillips screw on each corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, really easy to do. Go ahead and pop them open. And if I'm correct, once we open this, we should see a pressure switch that's already built into this unit, which is a really awesome mod that they did already. This video is sponsored by 4x4 Off-Road Tozalazz. Kind of cool name. I don't know where they came out with that. Tozalazz. And again, guys, I'm telling you guys need to buy one of these compressors. If you want to buy this particular one, I'm going to link it in the video description. If you don't want to get this one, you can get the one from Napa. And again, they're all the same, but again, you should do the modification where you put the pressure switch and a quick disconnect, and I highly recommend you guys build a 4-way inflator, deflator, which I made videos on those already, so you guys can check my other videos on how to do it. This is the best money you can buy for air compressor. Don't waste your money buying those $400, $500 air compressor. This one is so much better. You can do so much mod to it. I think we just need it. Ah, check that out, see? Sweet! Look at that, so sweet. So you guys can see right there, that is the pressure switch, guys. The one from Napa, they don't come with the pressure switch. So if you were to do it, you have to do it like mine, where you have to tap and drill into this cylinder, or you have to do it from the outside like how I did mine. But this is so sweet that they already went ahead and installed that pressure switch. This is a 90 to 120 pressure switch that they probably install. Super awesome. One thing I like to do is that when I crack this open, I want to make sure that all the wires are still good. Make sure that there's no bad connection. Check all the solder. And I might go ahead and put some electrical tape on this red wire here, just to protect it a little bit more so it doesn't touch this metal piece right here. But this is what you want to inspect when you open it up. So let's go ahead and open up the other side, which is like that. The next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and remove this hose. You take a 10 mil. And you can see right here, this fits a 10 mil, and you can unscrew this hose out. We're gonna unscrew this hose out and get it out of here because we're gonna put a quick disconnect. So you just put your 10 mil in there and turn it counterclockwise. It does feel snug because they did went ahead and use some thread glue so that there's no leaks and such, but you just work your way on it. We got the hose out. This is what it should look like. This is what threads into it. Right there, you guys can see. We won't be needing this anymore, so what I like to do is the stock hose and this piece, I just offer it to the local community, and if anybody wants it, I usually just give it to them. They can keep it for spare. We're gonna go ahead and clean this up just a little bit, wipe it down, and then we'll go ahead and install a new piece. I'll show you that here shortly. So that's what you should look like. There's a hole right here, and we're gonna thread our new piece in there. Sweet. I got some Tessa tape here. It's like some fabric tape, which is really nice, better than electrical tape. It's heat rated to some good temps. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut some of this Tessa tape and just kind of tape up this wire here, these two red wires, just to give them some extra protection so that they're not touching this surface. Because when you're using this compressor, this piece here will get hot. It doesn't need to be pretty because, like I said, you're not gonna see it. It just needs to function properly. Don't try ripping these tape here with your own hands because you won't be able to tear it apart. You need some scissors or some nice sharp utility knife. This is some heavy duty tape. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description for the Tessa tape. You can get a 30 roll of this for pretty cheap on Amazon. It's much better than your typical electrical tape. So that's kind of what I have right there. You can see. I think this should be good. If I could reach, I would definitely do all of this over here, but I'm not gonna be able to reach back there. Checking it out, make sure everything's clear. I think it looks good. It's not gonna touch anything, so I think we are good to bolt it back up. So now for the actual modification, all we're doing is installing this piece here. All you need is 3 components. You need this piece here, which is an 1/8 NPT by 1/8 NPT. This is 1.5 inch. I'll go ahead and link all this on Amazon. You need this piece here. This is 1/8 NPT on one side, female, and then it comes out to a, I think these are a quarter or something. I forgot. Well, they're a quarter or something, but they go into the female end of the quick disconnect. So once we put that together, we can go ahead and put our quick disconnect and our typical air hose, and they work really good. Before you put all this together, we're gonna go ahead and put some thread tape. You can use thread tape, but I stopped using thread tape. What I use now is thread sealant. It's almost like a paste, a glue. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this. You don't need a lot of this. Put a little bit on each end where it's gonna get threaded, and then go ahead and slap it on real quick. So we'll go ahead and put these together. This piece here, I like to get a vice grip and just grip it real tight and then put thread sealant on it. This thread sealant is a lot, so you don't need to put that much. I actually don't like how the brush is. The brush is made to be very, very thick. You can see that it's like Elmer's glue. And we'll go ahead and put it on this side here. I like to just put it on the opposite side, and then once you start screwing it in, it'll actually just coat itself. So that's a bit much right there, but I think we're good. See that? You just can't really see it. Right there. And then this piece here, you guys can see, goes in like that. This piece here is a 9/16 wrench. Just tighten it up, guys. I might need to tighten my vice grip here a little bit more. I feel like it's starting to slip. Yep, it's starting to slip a little bit. just like that. All right, that should be good. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put sealant on this end right here. I'm gonna put sealant on that end, and then we'll go ahead and screw this into the cylinder. Now, when you do this through the cylinder, you wanna make sure that you go through this plastic piece, because it's gonna be sticking out through this plastic piece. Don't do it where you go behind here. It needs to go through this hole. You don't need to do any modification to this hole right here. It'll fit the quick disconnect. Sometimes I don't even brush it. I just take it out right here and I just put the thread just like that. So that's plenty right there. We'll go ahead and smear it around. I'm gonna get a nice 16-inch socket and screw it in this way. This is a very quick and easy mod to do, guys. We'll go ahead and check for leaks afterwards once we get it all tightened up. I like to go until it gets really tight because I don't want any leaks. So I think that's good right there. You don't want to go too much because you'll strip this. This is aluminum, the piece that you're screwing it into. Once that's done, we'll go ahead and put some thread sealants on this piece, and then we'll screw in our female quick disconnect piece right here. Super simple to do. Nice glue. Make sure you don't get any of the sealant in the hole here, so we're just gonna take a paper towel and just kind of clean the outside right here. And this right here is 3/4 or 19 mil. I like to go back and forth just so that we can get the thread sealant all over it. And then we'll go and snug this piece in, guys. Very, very simple. Now, some people don't like that it sticks out too much, but trust me, this is way better than the other version. Once this whole unit, this whole piece is gonna start spinning. So what I like to do is I like to hold the 9/16 inch part right here and then tighten this piece so that we know that it's nice and snug. So just like that. Everything needs to be snug so that we don't have any air leaks. We're pretty much done. We just need to put the plastic cover back on, screw the 6 Phillips screws here, and let's go ahead and test it out. Alright folks, here we go. We have the quick disconnect installed. Now I can use my hose here. This hose here is a single line hose that I built. I think this one is about 12 foot or so. And I have a spray hose and also a air hose, or inflator hose that I use in the garage here. So with that pressure switch that's already built in, and now that we installed this quick disconnect, when I flip this on, it's gonna turn on for about less than a half a second because it's pressurized and it's gonna be on idle. So listen to this. It should work now. So you see that? Now it's still on, but it's not blasting air until you demand the air. So let me demonstrate that for a quick second here. That took a little bit longer because it was pressurizing this hose. Now, if you want to make sure that you don't have any leaks, just leave it on for a few seconds. I can hear air leaking right now. So I hear air leaking, but it's not leaking from the connection that I did. It's from this green line to the male in here. So I'll have to go ahead and readjust that. Once it leaks enough air, it's gonna run again, and that's how you know you have a leak. So now when I use this, it'll start running. That's the benefit of having a pressure switch. Now, I don't know why they installed that pressure switch already, but they had the original hose, because with that original hose, it's gonna run air all the time. It's not like the hose that you use right here, so I'm not sure why they did it, but it's still nice that they already have that pressure switch installed, and all you have to do now is just install the quick disconnect like what I did. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm not gonna air up another tire with this setup because I know it's gonna be faster. So with this setup, it should be faster than how it was, because this is a bigger hose. This is a quarter-inch Flexzilla hose. This is bigger, and this isn't as long as a 26 footer, so this is about half the length. So that means that air can come from the compressor and get to the end of this tip much faster. So now we can go ahead and air up a vehicle, or we can use it for the full weight inflator. Now I already have another, like I say, I have my Napa version already, so I keep one in my vehicle, and I'm probably gonna keep this one in the garage, so that when I'm in the garage I can just air up a vehicle or use the spray hose. Or let's say when I'm traveling in my other Tundra or my other pickup or my wife's vehicle and we need an air compressor just for a quick road trip or something, I can bring this unit and just bring this piece here with my other airline hose. So for the garage, I have my blow hose right here, and then I have this piece here where I can air up super fast. So there it is, guys. This is the Tozalazz 4x4 off-road compressor. Like I said, pretty much like the same unit as Napa, but again, comes with the pressure switch installed. If you want to make it better, do this quick disconnect. All you need is 3-piece that I just showed you, and obviously you want to build your own hose. Once you put this disconnect, I don't think you can use the old one anymore. You might be able to still use the old one. Let's check it out real quick. So there's that piece there. Oh, you can't, no, you can't use the old hose no more, because this hose here has a female end and this is a female end. So if you do this mod, you should build your own air hose. And again, it's really easy with the Flexzilla air hose and the Flexzilla quick disconnect and such. Makes it super convenient, easy to build, cheap and easy, and just a affordable, cheap and affordable air compressor. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll link everything that I use in the video description. If you guys like it, I highly recommend you guys get one. Like I said, best bang for the buck. See you guys on the next video. Bye bye.